Before Seth MacFarlane created iconic animated TV shows like American Dad, The Cleveland Show, and of course Family Guy. Before Seth would amass 14.5 million Twitter followers and 503 Instagram followers at the time of this recording.
I'm not going to text you. Ow! Fuck. Oh!
Before founding his own production company, being nominated for 6 Grammys, winning 4 Emmys of his 20 nominations, and hosting the Academy Awards back in 2013.
Congratulations, you 5 ladies no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein.
Before collaborating with A-list actors such as Mila Kunis, Charlize Theron, Seth Green, Sarah Silverman, and Mark Wahlberg.
Come on, let's sing the thunder song.
All right. When you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Just grab your thunder buddy and say these magic words.
Before Seth MacFarlane was estimated to be worth over $200 million, acting in recent films such as Logan Lucky and creating and starring in The Orville.
Oh, man. Our ship looks like crap now.
At just 2 years old, Seth MacFarlane was already drawing cartoon characters, and at 9 years old, well, he was publishing a weekly comic strip at a local newspaper. So it's no surprise that when the guy managed to get his own show, it was once again at a remarkably early age. What is surprising is how often the show has managed to predict the future. While The Simpsons, they famously predicted the Trump presidency, The Family Guy has received a lot of attention for calling out both Bruce Jenner and Kevin Spacey dating back to as early as 2005. And that's more than a decade before the Me Too movement even began. Talking about you, Spacey.
Help! I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement! Help me!
Now Seth denies having a crystal ball, explaining instead, I think it's the modern media where it's more important to be first than to be right. We write our show the same way as everyone else. We make the same kind of topical jokes that shows like The Simpsons and South Park does, and you work with what you have, whether that being swirling rumors or political fact or whatnot. If he doesn't want to take the credit, I'm still gonna call him genius. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCredden, documenting the life and career of Seth MacFarlane prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, as always, be sure to let me know who you want me to document next in the comments down below. This video has been a long time coming. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter to get your requests in ASAP. Best way to get a hold of me. Now let's get into this video. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! Seth Woodbury MacFarlane was born on October 26, 1973 in Kent, Connecticut, to parents Ronald MacFarlane and Ann Perry. MacFarlane's family have been in the United States for centuries and can actually trace back their lineage to 1600s Mayflower passenger William Brewster. Now MacFarlane's middle name, Woodbury, is actually shared between him and all the men on the mom's side of his family. Now according to family legend, this is because his great-grandmother used to love watching the antics of a town drunk by the name of Woodbury. She must have really loved him.
Bert, I wish you wouldn't drink so much, Bert.
Well, Ernie, I wish you wouldn't eat cookies in the damn bed!
Bert, you're shouting again, Bert.
Despite this family legend, MacFarlane claims to have not had a beer until he was 23. But we're not there yet. At the age of 2, MacFarlane was already demonstrating his skills and talent as an animator and began drawing Fred Flintstone and Woody Woodpecker in his pictures. At age 9, MacFarlane was writing weekly comic strips for his hometown publication, the Kent Good Times Dispatch, for $5 a comic. Not bad money for a 9-year-old. It was for this publication that MacFarlane created his character, Walter Cruden, and it was his first published work. Here's what his mom had to say about a young Seth.
Was he always a very funny kid?
Yeah, he was. And I'm a very funny mother.
MacFarlane lists his favorite band as Queen and his favorite movie as The Sound of Music. Both MacFarlane's parents worked at the Kent School, which MacFarlane would eventually join and attend, and graduate. His parents would eventually leave their jobs at the school because of a problem the headmaster had with the TV show Seth was creating.
He was the cartoonist for the school paper, and the character in his cartoon is taking communion. The comment underneath said, "Could I have fries with that?"
Now, according to his mom, MacFarlane was always a funny kid and looking for some kind of controversy. And controversy? Well, it seems to follow Seth everywhere he goes. But does Seth actually seek it with his animated shows? I wonder.
We asked him if shocking people is his game plan with the Family Guy.
If it's funny, we'll put it in, but we're never out to just piss somebody off.
Yeah. Okay. Now MacFarlane would go on to refer to himself as an equal opportunity offender. For a guy who started his career at the age of 9, well, Seth MacFarlane got ahead of most of his competition and didn't stop there. He graduated the Ked School, and from there he went on to the University of Rhode Island School of Design, where he honed his skills in film and animation.
I'm Seth MacFarlane, Associate Production Coordinating Directorial Associate Managing Departmental Divisional Office Supervisor of the International Network Amalgamation Distributors Corporation Management Organizational Association of Men Who Like Pussy.
MacFarlane also used his time at RISD to create these familiar characters.
And so the Lord God smoked poor Job with disgusting boils from head to toe.
Oh God, I hate it when he tells us.
Now that was a clip from The Life of Larry, a primitive version of what became Family Guy. MacFarlane took those two characters and went on to make a franchise valued at $1 billion. Now after graduating RISD, MacFarlane had different goals. This might surprise you, but the guy wanted to work at Disney. Luckily enough, he went in a different direction.
With his student film as a calling card, Seth quickly lands a job.
He was hired by Hanna-Barbera, which was, a pretty extraordinary first job.
Disney's biggest competition at the time was Hanna-Barbera, responsible for Scooby-Doo, and they had a creative environment that allowed MacFarlane to learn his comedic craft early on. First working on the beloved animated show Dexter's Laboratory, then Cow and Chicken, and I Am Weasel, also on Johnny Bravo.
Come on, do the monkey with me. Come on. So you're one of them screamer types too, huh? Wait a second.
But it wasn't Johnny Bravo that cemented his legacy as an animation legend. Hanna-Barbera allowed MacFarlane the creative freedom to pursue his dream of making a primetime sitcom. In 1999, when MacFarlane was trying to do this, there were only two successful animated sitcoms, King of the Hill and The Simpsons. After officially leaving Johnny Bravo, MacFarlane at the young age of 25, well, he landed his own TV show, which happened to be Family Guy. Now, not only does MacFarlane write and produce the show, he also voices 3 of the main characters, including Brian, Peter, and Stewie. Now, in 2001, just 2 years into his Family Guy career, well, he narrowly avoided the 9/11 terrorist attack, missing the plane that would hit the World Trade Center because his travel agent screwed up, and also, he was slightly hungover. Good old Woodbury.
I was booked on the first flight that hit the tower, and I was drinking the night before, so overslept a little bit, in conjunction with the fact that my travel agent screwed up the itinerary by about 15 minutes.
2 years after MacFarlane avoided the worst terrorist attack on US soil, well then Family Guy, it was abruptly cancelled by Fox. Now fans were devastated, but all of a sudden the season box sets, they began to sell out on DVD. With so much fandom and a public outcry, Fox was forced to bring the show back on the air in 2005. And on cancelling the beloved show, well, former entertainment chief at Fox, Gail Berman, she had this to say. I ordered additional episodes of Family Guy because I felt that even though it wasn't performing well, it was very funny. I don't think he thought anybody was going to throw the show a life preserver, but again, the show didn't perform. I remember the disappointment of cancelling it, and then the added disappointment of coming home to my son, who had heard at school that somehow his mom was involved in the cancellation of Family Guy. And he was appalled. I was completely attacked by everyone in my own home for it. But later, I had one of the rare moments in life. I got to come home and tell my son, I'm bringing it back. With 3 lawsuits spanning from 2007 to 2014, all dealing with copyright infringement rights, it's hard to believe MacFarlane maintained his original goal of not pissing people off. And hard to believe he didn't get cancelled again. In fact, MacFarlane is still considered to be one of the most polarizing people in Hollywood, making money and creating shows like Family Guy based around pop culture controversies.
Please welcome Mr. Bruce Jenner.
Family Guy is still on the air today and is currently in its 16th season, with over 300 episodes released in total. The same year Family Guy returned, MacFarlane was putting out a new show, a controversial alternative to Family Guy called American Dad. On top of writing and producing for American Dad, well, MacFarlane also voiced the title character Stan Smith, his resident alien Roger, and their neighbor Greg. Despite the obvious similarities between Family Guy and American Dad, well again, it was another home run. Okay, that was kind of weird. I'm more of a Family Guy fan than an American Dad. Which one do you prefer? Sound off down below. Now the show clearly struck a chord with audiences and is going into its 15th season at the time of this recording. Unfortunately, Seth MacFarlane's 3rd animated show, well, it went in a different direction.
Hey yo, Seth, FYI, ain't no niggas watching the Cleveland show.
I I was actually a fan of the Cleveland show. What are you gonna do? Now this brings us to Seth's most recent production, The Orville, and this is a Star Trek parody that isn't really a parody or Star Trek, and some people would question if it's even funny. Instead, it's a vehicle for Seth MacFarlane to make fun of himself and other sci-fi nerds who just want to live in the glory days of old television, which are coming to an end. One of the more unknown facts about Seth MacFarlane is that he actually has a flourishing lounge singing career. For those of you who are unfamiliar with lounge singing, it's what Frank Sinatra became famous for. And it looks like this.
I've got you under my skin.
And with his lounge singing career, MacFarlane's been nominated for 4 Grammys, adding to the 2 Grammy nominations for songs featured in Family Guy. Despite not currently dating anyone, MacFarlane has quite the impressive roster of ex-girlfriends, having dated actresses from Amanda Bynes to Emilia Clarke. And he's now dating his Orville co-star, Halston Sage. There really isn't much this guy can't do. As for the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is before they were famous. My name is Michael McCredden and we make alternate celebrity bios here for you on this channel. We've done actors, we've done rappers, we've done Instagram stars, we've done memes. There's really nothing we haven't done here. I'm like my own little version of Seth. I'm starting to look like an animated character. Let us know who you want me to talk about next in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in another video. Boom!